Well, hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the studio. Still somewhat under construction. I'm still getting used to it. This is not really my type of thing to do. I'm really more of a park guy. I like to be in the parks with the sights, with the sounds, with the energy from the crowd, but that's just not possible right now. So we're going to make do and we're going to improve ourselves and try something new. Now, even though we're not in the parks right now, I still get a lot of comments. I get a lot of questions. And one of the most popular questions asked now is, what about Halloween Horror Nights? Do I have any news or rumors regarding HHN 30? And well, under the circumstances, news is a little scarce to come by. Usually by now we would have had some type of house announcements or some scare zone announcements. Haven't had any of that, but something did come out earlier in the week, a speculation map, and I believe this map is from the website HorrorNightNightmares.com. It is a website totally dedicated to Halloween Horror Nights. There's a lot of like message boards and chat boards on that. So if you're really into HHN and you haven't checked out that website yet, I invite you to do so. But this map is from them, and I think it's their second version. This is the second version of this map. Usually I don't pay attention to this map until around version 3. But the current version, version 2, does jive with a lot of things I've been saying about Halloween Horror Nights, so I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, I know a lot of you, since this was out like earlier in the week, may have already come across this map. But keep in mind, a lot of people, they don't follow every Halloween Horror Nights Twitter account or Instagram account or Facebook group. So a lot of times I am the only source for their Halloween Horror Night news, so I would like to share that with them. So if you are one of those who have already seen this map, I do apologize for the redundancy for you. But stick around, you never know what I might say about it. I might say something interesting or stupid. But before we begin, we publish theme park videos on this channel all the time, so click that subscribe button and that bell notification button so you'll know when another video is ready for you to view. So this latest speculation map is showing 8 of 10 houses. It is leaving a secret IP house spot available and an original house still yet to be named, but we may speculate on those. And by the way, this map does not speculate at all on scare zones. I haven't heard not one peep this whole season about what the scare zones may be. The first house on this map we have to discuss is the Beetlejuice house. They have it listed as a house on this map. I have heard a lot of talk about Beetlejuice being at Halloween Horror Nights in some form, and mainly the talk has been as Beetlejuice being its own house. I have said many times that I'm not sure if Beetlejuice would work well as a house. I always thought it would be better as a scare zone. But clearly now it's leaning towards being a house, which to me would probably go more along the lines of how the Ghostbuster house was last year. Probably more fun than it is like truly like frightening scary. The next house on the list is Universal Monsters The Bride. Now they did have a house last year, Universal Monsters, and I believe I did rank that number 1. 1 or 2, I can't remember right now. I have to go check out the video, but it was one of my favorite houses last year. I'm not sure how the bride element would work in this one. The only bride I can think of is the Bride of Frankenstein. For the life of me, I cannot think of like another real iconic monster a female monster. Can you guys? I can think of the Bride of Frankenstein, and that's it. The rest, usually in the movies, the woman is always playing the victim, like in the creature from the Black Lagoon. The creature jumps up out of the water, grabs the woman. So as far as a universal monster that is a woman, a female, I can only think of the Bride of Frankenstein. So I'm not sure how that house would work, but there is something on this map that indicates the music in this house would be by Billie Eilish. And we have been mentioning for a long time that Billie Eilish would probably be involved with Halloween Horror Nights in some manner. We heard that that she would have her own house. Didn't know how that was going to work. It makes more sense for it to be the music to this Universal Monsters The Bride house. That makes some good sense right there. And we still think Billie Eilish may be the music for the Lagoon show. This map is also indicating some original houses. We have Bedtime Story. We have Dungeons of Terror. We have Pumpkin House, and then we have a house dedicated to the Terror Queen. Now, the Terror Queen has been at Halloween Horror Nights before, and that was about 15 years ago. She last made her appearance, and during that event, it was kind of announced that she would be making her return, like her evil return during Halloween Horror Nights 30. Like 15 years later, she would rise again and come back and haunt Halloween Horror Nights. And it looks like she's going to get her own house this time. I was kind of thinking when I first heard about the Terror Queen coming back that it would be a scare zone, but perhaps it's going to be its own house. And then the map indicates a house for Legendary Truth. Now, this is a fictional paranormal research group. They have had appearances in previous Halloween Horror Nights, but this year it's looking like they may have their own haunted house. And again, a lot of the big HHN fans are really looking forward to the return of Legendary Truth. And then, of course, there is another IP house, a big name, and it's from Netflix. Now, it is not Stranger Things. It is The Haunting of Hill House. And I really did like this Netflix series. I didn't love it like I loved Stranger Things, but I really did like it. The only problem is I liked it so much, I binge watched it too fast. I know I'm going to have to go back, rewatch that Netflix series before Halloween Horror Nights. And if you want a good show to watch, a good show to binge watch, I would recommend The Haunting of Hill House. So much fun, a really good series, and it possibly could be a house at Halloween Horror Nights. The big missing IP house from this speculation map, it might be made up with this little spot that says secret IP, but that would be Jordan Peele's Candyman. Now, I've mentioned this as a possibility, I think, in every Halloween Horror Nights video that I've done so far, but I am concerned right now that maybe it is in jeopardy, and that has to do with the current situations we're living under. Hollywood is shut down right now. They're not filming anything, so I am not sure how far along they were on filming Candyman, if they were done with filming and maybe it's in editing, but even if they complete it, it was planned to be released this summer. Maybe they're changing their mind on that. And if it's not released, I don't think they would want to have a house on that movie when the movie hasn't been released yet. So maybe Candyman is in jeopardy. But I think we all have a good substitute for that. And maybe this is the plan all along. But the possibility of an Invisible Man house. That was a big hit movie before all this shutdown started. People really loved it. It was scoring high in ratings. It was doing well in the box office. Nikki and I saw this movie. We really enjoyed it. And Nikki really thinks this would be a good addition to Halloween Horror Nights to have a house based on the Invisible Man. But that remains to be seen. But I tell you what, in the comment section below, you let me know what your preference would be. Would you prefer Jordan Peele's Candyman as a haunted house? Or would you prefer the Invisible Man as a haunted house? So there you go, guys. That is the Speculation Map 2.0 from HorrorNightNightmares.com. A lot of it is jiving what I've been hearing, but we still have a lot of unanswered questions. Most of all, is construction continuing? I have heard that construction is happening right now on some of the houses, and that they really build these houses out pretty quickly. So I'm not concerned too much on the construction end of things, but I did have a thought the other night, and I was wondering about casting for all the scare actors. I mean, it takes a lot of people to put on Halloween Horror Nights. You've got all the scare actors in the scare zones, the 5 scare zones. That's a lot of people right there. And then you have all the scare actors needed for the 10 haunted houses. And that's a lot of people. You factor in all the houses, all the scare zones, and then you have to have multiple shifts of these people. That is a lot of people. So I am concerned about how casting is going to go. I am not real familiar with the casting process. I don't know what time of year they really start doing that. I suppose they could start with, they have their list of everyone who worked for them last year for Halloween Horror Nights. Contact those people, see who wants to come back, and then maybe have a smaller casting call for those that don't want to come back, so you can fill all those all the need for the scare actors, which is a big great need. So that's something I just thought about the other night. We're all concerned about the construction, but what about the casting? So if you're familiar with this, like maybe if you've been a scare actor and you know when that casting call starts and how long the whole process takes, let me know in the comments below. Give me some information on how the casting for Halloween Horror Nights scare actors work. I would appreciate it. Thank you so much. But with that, guys, that's really all I have. That's everything I know about Halloween Horror Nights. Right now, I'm not sitting on anything new. That's it. You have it all. And with that being said, don't miss the magic, don't miss the fun. Thanks for watching Rich Flicks, and now it's time to relax. And it is that time again. Time for me to thank those viewers who have visited my coffee page and bought me a cup of coffee or a butterbeer recently. And if you would like for me to say your name, sometimes badly, visit that coffee page, buy me a cup of coffee, and we'll do our best with your names. But today I would like to thank Blake Bort Reynolds, Beans and Beans for sending their support from the UK, Joe and D. Baker, Chris, Maura, Marianne Carpenter, Melvin, and O. Orlando. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel.